Have you ever wondered how hard it would be to install a camera system on your home? Stay tuned and I'll show you how. Hey everyone, today we're going to go over a POE security camera system that you can install in your home. It's fairly easy to do, just in some basic tools. It's pretty much plug and play. The system is the Reolink 4K 16 channel POE system. It comes with 8 cameras, all the hardware you'd need to install it pretty much, Cat 5 cables. I have added some additional stuff because we're going to add 2 more channels to this system. They basically have 2 types of NVRs. NVR is a network video recorder. The 2 that they have, there's a 16 channel and then there's an 8 channel. With the 8 channel system you get 4 cameras. With the 16 channel you get 8 cameras. Now the nice part about the 16 channels is obviously you can add more cameras as you go up to 16. I did add 2 more to the system, so we're going to be installing 10 on this location. But I kind of want to just go over the basics of what the differences are between an analog system and a POE, the ease of the installation, how to plan basically for before you even buy the system itself. There's some variables you need to look at, your technical abilities, what you feel comfortable with. This is a pretty easy system to install. It's pretty much plug and play. There are some advancements you can get into if you want to, but you can keep it as simple as you'd like. So what I'd like to go over today is to show you some of the parts, why I picked the system, and some of the features that I really like about it, and then we're going to design the system, do a site survey, figure out what's the best system for you, and then go through not everything. I'm just going to show you the basics. I don't want to go too long with this video because it could go pretty far out, but just the basics on how to do this, and I want to give you a little bit of a review also on what I think about this system. I have kind of already been testing the system a little bit before I installed it, just to get an idea how the software works. It does have an app that you can put on your phone, and you can see the cameras remotely. Kind of explain the process of how I do it and why I do it, sort of the way I do it, to kind of help with installation and stuff like that. So first of all, let's go over the parts that come with the system, and then we'll kind of go from there. You'll notice with the cameras, and one thing I like about the cameras, pull one out here so I can show you, the cameras are a really nice camera. They are, I'll hold this up here so you can see, they're aluminum, not plastic. They have a really nice mounting system on there, and what I like about the mounting system is it's kind of crazy. It's just one screw you loosen, and then this ball adjusts around. And I'll show this in detail when I actually go to install it on the house. But these are really nice cameras. They have night vision infrared LEDs around the outside so you can see that. We'll try to show you some of the differences on the images once we get everything installed. The cabling itself comes with about a 1-foot pigtail on it. It has your RJ45 connection right here. It has a power adapter if you needed to add power for some reason, if the POE wasn't enough current to drive it, and then you have a reset button. It's pretty simple, straightforward. Really all you do is simple, is you drill a hole in the house, you slide the cabling in, you bolt this to the actual, probably the soffits or the sides of the house, depending on what you want to do, and then you take one of the RJ45 Cat 5 cables and you simply just plug it right in to the unit and then back to the NVR. It's that simple, guys. This is nothing. The thing I did early, and it was kind of cool, I actually, when I design a system, I will draw out the house, put all my locations of where I want the cameras to be, look at the cable lengths where I'm going to mount the NVR in the actual house, to try to get a determination of, the shortest possible length to all the cameras. You really want to try to stay, they say with Cat 5 cable, I think it's like 275, Cat 6 like 300 foot. As a rule, I usually try to run Cat 6 everywhere I go, so 300 foot for me is about an average. These are Cat 5 cables that come with it, so, but at 60 foot, that's nothing for this thing to run. In fact, I bought some additional cables that are 100 foot for some longer feeds that I actually have. But What you want to do, at least what I did, do the drawing, number your cameras out 1 through 8 or how many you have, and actually write on the inside of the camera the number that you're going to pick, and I'll explain why to do this. When you plug, you'll plug one camera into each of the ports in the back, you'll light them up, and then you'll go into, there's a web interface you can do where you can name them. You can, it'll pick like channel 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 16, and then you can name them like backyard, right side, front yard, that kind of stuff, based on the plan that you're going to draw out. And I'll show you all that in a little bit. But it just makes it easier to kind of prep ahead of time, do your site survey, locate where you need the cameras to be. You basically want to cover any of the entry points of the house, or the the fields where people can be walking through into your backyards, your front yards, that kind of stuff. If you have a vehicle that's parked in the yard, you want to be able to cover that kind of an area. These are 4K cameras. They're 8 megapixel, which is a very good resolution. It's a digital zoom, so you can pull into the field to see a little bit. It's a pretty decent system. The system that I actually bought is an RLK 16-800B8. Like I said, it comes with 8 cameras and a 16-channel NVR. The differences between the basic differences are like this between a POE system and an analog system. Analog systems need power, a separate power cable, to drive the cameras. A POE system is power over Ethernet. And basically what that means is this box here is going to send the power and the video signal back and forth through the cabling. So it's a one cable system versus having to have a couple different cables with power supplies plugged in. So for the do-it-yourselfer, this is a much easier way to go. Now, some of the drawbacks on it, it's a little bit more expensive a unit. You are going to get a better picture quality though. Everything in the industry as far as commercials concerned pretty much use POE now, and everything as far as different products going forward. So it's kind of the way to go. This is a proprietary system with the cameras and their NVR, but I'm really not worried about that because it's a good product. It's been around. I don't think there's going to be anything additional that's going to come up. I mean, if you ever want to switch your NVR to a different product, you are going to have some issues with the cameras working with a different one, but Reolink makes really decent NVRs. I don't see it being an issue, and for this situation it's really good. Everything you see here I bought on Amazon. I will share links down below on what it is that I purchased and some of the add-ons that I did also. I want to show you guys the NVR a little bit, kind of explain some of the back pieces of this, and then we'll go from there. So as you can see on the NVR, you have 16 channels that you can plug in your cameras. You have a LAN connection that you're going to tie this into your router in your house. This way you can use the app so you can see the cameras on your phone remotely. You don't have to use this feature. If you just want to record on the internal hard drive and keep it off the internet, you can do that, no problem. You have 2 video output sources here. You've got a VGA if you want to hook up a computer monitor, and you've got an HDMI for like a TV. You have a USB connection where you want to tie in your mouse. An audio out. The cameras do have microphones so you can hear on them. Of course, your power and a ground screw. The system itself in the front, it's got some basic up-down features and menus. You've got a little flash drive here if you wanted to download some content off the hard drive. But I'll be honest with you, I don't stick these out by the TVs. TVs today kind of float on the wall. You don't want to see a whole lot of wires. So what I do is I will mount this in a structure and then run an HDMI cable from here to the TV. It's just a cleaner way. Plus it's secure. If somebody would break into the house, they're not going to just take your NVR and go with your information. This way, it's a little harder. I'm not saying they're not going to find it. They can find it. There's ways they can figure it out, but it's just a quick grab and run. They're not going to catch it. So it comes with NVR, which is a nice 16-channel one. Of course, you have your power supply, and that plugs in for that. And I'm going to show you a little bit more on the cameras too. The cameras, like I say, are an 8 megapixel 4K camera. This is a really nice construction, guys. This is aluminum. This isn't a plastic cheap camera. There's a little bit of plastic on the front here, but I mean the actual base is aluminum. And it has, of course, the LEDs, the infrared LEDs for night vision. And as far as adjustment, it's probably one of the easiest ones out there to adjust. It's literally one screw on the back here. You loosen that up and this ball spins around, so you can flip this camera all around depending on how you want to do it. See if I can focus this in. This is your RJ45 connection for the Cat 5. Like I said, the reset button and then the power. You don't need the power only if it's a really long run that the POE won't drive it, but for most houses it's probably not going to be used. Of course, the reset button for the camera if you had to. Alright. Like I said, it comes with, every camera comes with its own 60 foot of Cat 5 cable. It's plug and play. One of the things that's kind of cool that they do send in, which has surprised me, I didn't realize it was in the kit, but they do give you some additional connectors that if you wanted to cut the wire shorter or recrimp another one on, you can do that. And I mean, maybe doing that on some things. To be honest with you though, most failures are in the connections. I would use factory connections as much as I can. Coil the wire up, make a service loop somewhere if you're not feel comfortable with making this connection. Or you can buy, the wires come in like 1,000-foot rolls and you can crimp on your own connections. They do have, if your connection is going to be outside of the house, which I don't recommend, trying to make all your connections come into the home. They do make weatherproof boots too that you can add to the system itself. It's kind of a neat little feature they add there too. And you'll notice too that they give you all the hardware. Give you Allen wrenches for making the adjustments and the screws to make the attachments with some plugs if you need them for putting them on the house. It's just a nice clean system. Everything's pretty much here. You do have a small short Cat 5 cable. Probably not going to use this. It's more for me versus just using it for testing purposes. But I think it's designed really to plug between the NVR and the actual your router that you're going to have in your house. Now let me explain some of the add-ons and what I have for that. It comes with a mouse, but I'm adding a wireless mouse. It's just a regular Amazon basic piece. You plug this in the back of the NVR, and then if it's close enough, this will transmit through the walls and you can do it. If it doesn't, if it's too far away, which in my case it's going to be, you're going to need, what this is a USB extender cable. And it basically what it does is it just has, let me open it up here to show you. It's taking a USB connection and making it longer away from the NVR. And then what you'll do is you'll just plug in your wireless mouse receiver and then plug this in the NVR. This would go back behind somewhere around the TV area. So just to give you a cleaner look. I just don't like wires hanging out by my TVs. So the only other thing, I did get some Velcro tape. This is kind of nice. You can Velcro your wires up. You want to keep your installs neat and clean. Take your time, think it out. The biggest thing is you don't want to have a rat's nest of wires everywhere in the attics and whatnot. Just tack everything up, make it look neat. Draw a plan, and it'll really benefit you longer down the road. Well, as you go, and I was going to show you before, I label. When I program, I pre-installed all my cameras on the NVR just to program them for the labels and stuff like that. But I label them, I put a number right on them, which channel they are. So this way, when I go to hook it up based on my plan, it just stays consistent. I'll also label my wires, channel 1, channel 2, etc. as I go through it. The beauty with POE is you don't have to run any power supplies. You don't have to run second wires for power. It's just this one cable. And run it back to the NVR. Camera will automatically hook up, it'll detect it, it'll give you a channel number assigned to it, and you just go in and program the names of what you want. There's a lot of settings. Like I said, you can keep this thing as basic as you want, plug and play, or you can get in there and you can turn things off. Like you could take the watermark off. There's a little watermark that says Reolink on there. You can remove it, and different adjustments on the cameras and stuff like that you can do. But basic. If you don't want to get into that, it's really simple just to plug it in and leave it alone the way it is. But I wanted to kind of go over just some of the, I guess the basic stuff that you're going to need to do this. And not everything is going to come in the kit that you're going to buy from Amazon, but I'm going to give you the links below, the additional stuff that I purchased. Like I say, it's an add-on system. For me, it's an 8-channel. For me, it's got 8 cameras that I've added 2 more. I still have the capability of 6 more cameras, so I wanted to add some more. Some of these are going to be outside of the house. Some of these are going to be on the inside. I have a couple areas I want to cover just to show you. I probably won't show you all the areas of what we're doing. Like I say, I want to keep it as basic as I can. This has probably already gone too long, so I will, next couple of shots you'll see, we'll do a site survey, a little bit of a drawing, and then we're going to go into how to install basic installation. Probably won't go over the cabinet piece. It's really just mounting a cabinet somewhere in the basement or somewhere in the house, running the wires down to it and putting that enclosure in there. But I just want to really get you the basic system and show you how easy. And let me tell you something, these cameras, the quality's pretty good. It's 4K, and I'm very impressed with what I can do with the digital zoom. So let me kind of get this together, and then we'll edit out a few things outside. We'll go outside and do a couple things, and we'll go from there. So basically, on a site survey, what you're going to do is you're going to kind of do a little quick drawing of the house. You want to locate your garage, your front door, your back door, your windows, your point of entries into the home. And then you want to start thinking about the cameras that you want to have covered and what you want to have covered. So you know you want to cover your say you have a car parked in your driveway, so you want to have a camera right here shooting at your car to make sure it's okay. You may want to put a camera right here shooting at the front door, so that way you can see when someone comes to the door. Another camera over here shooting this way. Maybe one out shooting out into the front yard somewhere. Maybe put one here shooting out this way. One this way, and then maybe another one there. We'll put another one over here shooting on this side. So it's going to cover basically the entire perimeter of your house. Now this is what I was talking to you about, locating your cameras and trying to figure out what you have. You want to number your channels. So you're just going to start around the corner. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then say we put one, you know, maybe in the garage somewhere, shooting in the garage, so somebody will break into the garage, they can actually see that. We'll call that one 8. So you label those channels, pre-install all your cameras to get them up to where you need to be. Label them, get them in, label your cables according to the same channel numbers, pull all your lines back to, say, like one location and where you're going to put your NVR at, and then you're going to run an HDMI cable to your TV. It's pretty much that simple. There's not much more to it. So next we're going to go ahead and do some little installation work, and I'm going to show you basically how to just install one camera on the outside of the house, and then you can run your own wires and figure out how to do that. But basically just keep it neat, label everything, and tack everything up. You just don't want wires laying everywhere. Alright guys, well, I will show you outside and we'll go from there.
Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take the template that's provided in the kit, tape it to the wall, and we're going to punch the 3 holes where the screws actually mount to the house. I'm also going to punch out the center hole where we're going to drill for push the wire through. I'm going to go ahead and speed this video up a little bit. Now after you get it mounted on the house, there's one screw in the back that you can adjust for final alignment. And it tightens, it's like a ball clamp that tightens that ball down on the back of that mount. It's very nice and it works pretty easy. Just have to take the Allen screw and put in there and you should be good to go. Now you notice here, I'll actually drill backwards first so I don't blow out the soffit plastic. Then I'll move the plastic out of the way and I'll put the drill in the forward mode to drill through the wood. Just prevents the thing from breaking out. Now we'll just push the push rod up through the hole and send the cable up with it. I'm going to speed the video up a little bit here too. After you get it mounted, you just tighten that little Allen screw up there on the top. Once it's in position, it will not move. This is the structure box in the wall where all my wiring comes into. Just gives you an idea what it looks like. There is a cover plate that goes over top of that. This is an image from the system. I took this picture off of my TV, so this gives you an idea what it looks like during the day mode. Very clear, and you can zoom in. This is actually in night mode with night vision. There are no lights on around the outside of the house, guys. What you're seeing there are the infrared LEDs given that shot. No lights at all, just from what's coming out of the camera.
I know the video went a little long, but I was just trying to show you that a do-it-yourselfer can install a camera system on their own home. The Reolink 4K 16-channel POE system is a decent system for the price. I think a do-it-yourselfer can do it with ease, and I wanted to just give the basic installation procedures. I didn't go over any of the programming. I know that's something that some of you would like to have seen, but I really feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. If you just follow directions, it gives you a QR code. You can just walk through after you download the app on your cell phone. Thanks again. If you like this video, please subscribe. And give us a thumbs up. It would be appreciated. I will have in the bottom of this video links of all the products we used. Really do appreciate your support, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.